Growing up, the dance studio always really felt like my second home. When I first started Pointe, I was one of the only people where it didn't hurt. It's not the case anymore. I think the hardest part is that my dance journey, I didn't really get to end it. It was taken away from me. And so I think going back to it and revisiting it, even in like the little bit I can at the bar, like doing a couple of chaîné or piqué turns, is important in like healing and accepting everything going on. I have a connective tissue disorder called hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and it is basically a disorder that affects the collagen in your body, which is almost like glue. There we go. Okay. When your body doesn't really know how to hold itself together very well, lots of things start to go wrong, and for me, my gastrointestinal system was really the one that had been affected. It's very slow and sluggish, and there are a lot of issues with it being compressed in some places. And so I ended up needing a feeding tube in 2022 due to malnutrition and dehydration. Ta-da. I've had a very non-traditional experience at BU, but even different from my peers. I mean, I don't really eat, so I don't have meals 3 times a day. But I take meds 3 times a day. I'm making sure that if I have a doctor's appointment that I know how I'm gonna go, emailing professors if I need to miss part of class for the doctor's appointment. And even just like in class, I'm constantly monitoring my blood sugar, making sure it's not dropping, taking meds as scheduled. If a doctor calls me, I have to walk out of the classroom and take that call. And so that's very different because I lose moments in the classroom that most people can stay in the entire time. I'd spent so much time trying to pretend that everything was still perfect and that there was nothing going on, and I had all these fail-safes in place to make sure that no one who absolutely didn't need to know found out about my health journey. And I went from my illness being largely invisible and me being able to hide it to now there's a tube on my face that's bright yellow, people are gonna notice. And so at that point I was like, well, people already see it, I might as well start talking about my story. I needed for myself therapeutically to break down those barriers, and in doing so I found a community of people who unfortunately were a lot like me, had really similar stories, and I found out that my story could be a beacon of hope. A lot of these people have written off college completely. They didn't think that they could ever do it. And there are now people who have decided to go back to school because they watched me doing it. I ended up meeting a friend last summer who is a sophomore biomedical engineering student. And she started talking about how annoying the pump is, having seen me work with it all summer and see how frustrating it really has been for me. She's like, I could build a better one of these, and starts listing features that she could easily fix. And then the conversation goes into, well, I have to do a Keystone project and you have to do a senior design project 2 years from now. What if we make this happen? Hi everyone, I'm Alexa, and this is my business plan on improving enteral feeding pumps for the modern user. Our proposed model is to create a feeding pump that is lightweight, small, has all the features of the 2 pumps combined, and it is also remote controlled entirely from the phone. And honestly, there are so many obstacles, so many barriers when someone with a feeding tube is trying to navigate the world that's simply not built for them. Their medical device should not be one of them. Thank you.
It's been a rough journey since her senior year of high school when she started feeling symptoms without any explanation. So to see her empowering herself, trying to empower other people was really, really important.
People have a hard time grasping what they can't see. And they don't recognize that I could be going to school in 7 out of 10 pain and they would never know. And so just kind of having grace for people and recognizing that you never know what someone is going through. And it doesn't just have to be chronic illness. Like, you truly never know what someone is going through. My medical devices aren't gonna stop me from doing what I wanna do. I can still go to school, I can still do everything that I'd wanted to, with the exception of activity. Watching yourself deteriorate to the point where you can no longer do what you love. It's going to be hard. And no matter how big of a smile I have on my face or how well I hide it and how well I continue to push through regardless, it does hurt. And we have our hard moments, no matter how positive we may seem. Yeah.